you try to see the last few videos, we have discussed how to calculate the buying and selling rate of foreign currency. That means here the bank is playing an important role. When any customer approaches the bank has to give the rate of buying the foreign currency as well as the selling of the foreign currency. In the last 4 to 5 videos, if I am not wrong, you have seen the theoretical and numerical concept of TT buying, bill buying and TT selling. In this lecture, the last portion about the ready rate that we will try to take up, that will how to calculate the bill selling rate. The next problem we try to take up, just read the questions very carefully and try to understand what the problem is asking us to do. Because while discussion, you are aware that the case is of selling, and the case of selling along with it may be of TT or bill. But as the topic that we are discussing, that is why you are aware. But during the examination or during your practical life, you will not be aware that what the case is. That means from the case itself, you have to identify that whether it is a case of buying or selling, number one. Number two, whether it is of TT or bill. And number three, whether the forward margin is considered or not, and respectively the other procedures that you have to follow. Like in this problem, the customer requests you means you is the bank, you are the bank, to issue a demand draft. Again, demand draft is there. That means the case is of the case is of telegraphic transfer for USD 50,000, and the spot rate is also provided to us. No problem. Then buying and selling rate of the Reserve Bank is also given. Buying and selling rate of Reserve Bank is also given, which is given as this. What rate will be quoted to the customer to an exchange margin of this? Also calculate the rupee amount payable by the customer. Here it is written by the customer. That was a typographical error in the previous question. So this RBI rates which have been provided to us, I suppose we should consider this thing as only the information. It will not be considered while calculating the exchange rate or the conversion of exchange rate has to be done. It will not be considered. It is the buying and selling of the rates by the RBI. So I suppose it is the case of only the TT itself. So we can say not too many efforts has to be done. So we can say the bank has to quote the rate of TT selling. This is the problem says. And USD available in the local market as well as with the RBI. But as the rate available in the local market are higher than the selling rate of the RBI, therefore, the concept of buy low and sell high will be considered, and here it is the selling concept. The bank will quote the interbank market rate of the customer at this. देखिए, very well point. What we are trying to say, that if you try to see the rates between the local and RBI, you see 4100 is the RBI and 4125 is of the local market. The case is of selling. The case is of selling, and selling say buy low, sell high. Selling says buy low, sell high. That means if the bank try to sell at the RBI rate, then the bank is going to have a loss of 0.0025, because 41 and 4125 has a difference of 0.025. But if the bank try to opt for selling at 4125, then that loss is not faced by the bank. So as local market rate are higher, as local market rate are higher than the RBI rate, the bank will try to sell at the local market rate. That means if the RBI rate would have been higher than the local market rate, then bank would have automatically selected the RBI rate. So this trick that you should always remember, that as buy low, sell high concept always prevail in the mind of the bank, and it is the case of selling, so high concept will be considered. So we can say that we will take up 72.4125. This will be the spot rate will be considered, and on that spot rate we will try to load exchange margin of 0.15%. Then you get the selling rate, and that selling rate will be, you can say, as rounded off. This you can do by yourself. I will just try to show you the solution. I will show you the solution itself, that how it will work. But my sincere advice that you are supposed to solve it yourself. Like here you see, that 72.4125 exchange margin also loaded at the rate of 0.15%. Then bill selling rate for USD, not buying. Bill selling rate for USD, it will be 72.5211. It will be rounded off. It will come to as 72.5200. And then this will be the amount payable by the customer to the bank. USD 50,000 multiplied by 72.5200, which will raise to as 36,26,000 rupees. That means 36,26,000 रुपए कस्टमर को बैंक को देने पड़ेंगे फॉर परचेजिंग 50,000 USD, and per USD the rate is 72 rupees 0.5200. I hope this concept is clear. Here we have just tried to consider that the information can be different in the market. Local market information as well as RBI information. RBI information is also authentic, but as RBI rate were lower, so we have not considered. Right? So 2 numericals we have taken with respect to TT selling. Now I will try to take up another numerical with respect to bill selling also. So this is the problem. Practical problem that we take up. See, 12th March, an importer receives the bill from for USD itna. He asked to his bank to retain the bill to the debit the importer account. Information in the interbank market. The spot rate is given. 1 month forward rate of April is also provided. This can be shown here. That will be better to represent in this way. An exchange margin of 0.15% for TT sales and 0.20 for bill selling rate. That means TT and bill both are given. And moreover, there is nothing as the telegraphic transfer or the demand draft, electronic transfer. It is a case of bill. And here receives bill is given. So bill is a document. Now that the full problem, that what the procedure we have to do, that means in bill problem we have to load exchange margin 2 times. TT exchange margin of 0.15% on the spot rate. Then whatever that TT bill selling will be received, on that again the bill exchange margin of 0.20 will be loaded, and then the rounding off will be done and the calculation will be there. Now, how we can proceed to this? Just let us take the format as I have given. This format, yesterday we have considered. I try to take up this format only. It will be easy just to save my time, nothing else. This is the format. This we can remove. Here. Now, USD/INR market spot selling rate. So, market spot selling rate is 68.7400. Figures after the hyphen. And now, exchange margin of TT at the rate of 0.15%. That means we have to calculate that what is exchange margin of TT selling. And if you calculate, it will come to as 0.1031. So it will come to as we can say as 0.1031. You add this thing, it will come to as 68.8431. Now again, 68.8431. Again, there will be loading of the exchange margin, but that will be of bill selling. And it is given as 0.20%. That means you have to calculate 0.20% of 68.8431, and it will come to as 0.1376. It will come to as 0.1376. Sorry. It will come to a 0.1376. You add this also. It will be, if you add up, it will be coming as 68.9807. 68.9807. And as the rounding off has to be done, it will be 68.9800. The rupee amount, the rupee amount payable by the customer. We can say how much USD? USD was 5,000. USD 5,000 multiplied by rupees 68.9800. If you try to multiply this figure, it will come to as 3,44,900. 3,44,900. This is the whole solution that we did with respect to TT and bill selling both. And I hope there should not be any understanding issue in this. So at the end, I suppose you must be having the understanding about the calculation of foreign exchange, the rate calculation which is done by the bank, and we have discussed the conceptual as well as the numerical aspect at how to calculate the buying and selling rate, and how the bank is going to calculate the rate of foreign currency with respect to buying and selling to the customer. In this, we have taken up the TT buying, bill buying, TT selling, and bill selling. Till now, whatever that we have discussed, that was with respect to the ready transaction, in which two currencies were considered. One was USD, another was Indian rupee. Certain time it happens that the rates are not available in USD. That means we are trying to take up another foreign currency
whose rates are not available in USD or Indian rupee, then we have to refer to the international market. What I mean to say, that whatever the lecture I will try to bring in the next few days, that will be with respect to 3 foreign currencies. That USD will be there, Indian rupee will be there, and one more foreign currency will also be added, and then we will see that how the calculation has to be converted from other foreign currency into the USD and then to the Indian rupee itself. Thank you everyone.